So what if a philosopher's most out there ideas weren't just argued in a dusty old book, but were put on trial in the cosmos itself? Well, that's exactly the setup for this story, a massive philosophical wager over the very soul of Friedrich Nietzsche. And this isn't just some intellectual debate, it's a high-stakes battle for the meaning of existence, all framed in the grand epic style of Goethe's Faust. And right away, we kick things off with this zinger from one of our key players, Mephistopheles. You can just feel the cynicism dripping off that line, right? He's basically setting the stage for his whole argument, that humanity, even at its absolute best, is just wired to fail. Now, you've got to forget everything you think about heaven and hell. This whole wager goes down in a kind of abstract existential void. The stakes here, they're way bigger than just one guy's soul. This is a bet on the potential of all of us, and it's being played out on the biggest stage imaginable. And the test subject for this whole cosmic experiment is none other than Friedrich Nietzsche himself, a man who, at this point, is being torn apart by illness and is teetering on the edge of madness. So the bet is actually pretty simple. Will his whole philosophy of strength and power win out, or will his all-too-human weakness make him crack and beg for what he calls the sweet oblivion of human comfort? Okay, so let's meet the two cosmic forces making this bet. And you gotta understand, these aren't just characters, they are the living, breathing embodiments of two totally opposite ways of looking at the universe. So in one corner, we have Mephistopheles. And forget the pitchfork and horns. Picture a slick, cynical operator in a sharp suit. He's called the spirit who denies, and that's his whole game. He champions doubt and negation, and his entire argument is that we as humans are fundamentally weak, that we will always, always choose a comforting lie over a difficult truth. And the main weapon in his arsenal is this idea of slave morality. This is so key to his bet. It's the idea that our conventional values, things like pity and humility, weren't born from strength, but from weakness and fear. It's a system designed to make the powerless feel better by calling the qualities of the powerful, like ambition and pride, evil. It's the ultimate comforting lie. And on the other side, something completely different. The all-will isn't a person. It's described as this vast, shifting, impossible geometry of pure energy. It's the engine of the universe. It is Nietzsche's will to power, that basic amoral drive in everything to grow, to expand, to become stronger. It's not good, it's not evil, it just is. So here's the matchup. You have the all-will, which is all about affirming life, embracing its terrible grandeur, and believing we can become something more. And then you have Mephistopheles, the champion of the comforting lie, who argues that our weakness isn't just a flaw, it's our defining feature. The battle lines couldn't be clearer. All right, so we've met the gamblers. Now let's get back to the guy they're all betting on. Let's dig into the exact terms of this cosmic wager with Nietzsche as the guinea pig. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? Mephistopheles says Nietzsche's whole life's work is just a hollow, power-hungry pursuit and predicts he's going to break and beg for comfort. But the all-will sees it totally differently. His madness isn't failure, it's a divine frenzy that comes from staring into the truth of the abyss and not looking away. Mephistopheles sees a failed experiment, but the all-will says, oh no, we're just getting started. And that experiment is about to take a wild turn, because humanity, in its own way, decides to run an experiment of its own, to create a super being. The only problem? Their little project gets completely hijacked by these cosmic forces, and it changes the game forever. So here's how it goes down. Humanity starts this Zarathustra project. The goal? To use gamma energy to create a weapon, a powerful slave to fight their petty wars. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The energy is just a tool. The real catalyst is Nietzsche's own philosophy, his will to power, which literally hijacks the process. And in that flash, the sick, frail philosopher is gone, and he's reborn as Wotan, the Overman. And the result is, well, it's insane. This new being, Wotan, isn't the super soldier humanity wanted. Not even close. He is absolutely, completely free. He doesn't answer to any human, and he definitely doesn't answer to any of our old rules about right and wrong. So you're probably thinking, okay, wager's over. The all-will won, right? Wrong. Not even close. In fact, this is where the real test actually begins. The philosophical argument is done. Now it's time to see how it all plays out in the real world. And you can tell just by Mephistopheles' reaction, that slick, cynical smile, gone, replaced by what's described as genuine unease. He looks at Woden and doesn't see a victory for anyone. He sees a monster. He's terrified of him because Woden is a god in human skin, without compassion, without limits. He's the living, breathing opposite of everything Mephistopheles stands for, a true tyrant of the will. But the all-will just calmly counters. The talking is over. Now, it's all about the data. The stage is set, and every single thing that Woden does from this point forward is evidence that will either prove or disprove the wager. So the stakes have been completely reset. This overman, Wotan, he's not here to save us. He's here to go beyond us. He makes his own rules, his own values. He is the meaning of the earth, made flesh. The abstract philosophical argument is now a real, living, breathing test, and his choices are the only thing that will decide who was right all along. And that brings us to the ultimate, final question. After all this cosmic drama, all the philosophy, all the power, it all boils down to this. Is this new being going to live up to that potential and embrace his awesome, terrible freedom? Or is he going to fall right back into the same comforting weakness that Mephistopheles bet on from the very beginning? The test is just beginning.